Greetings and welcome back to Cooking with Pasta. Today I finally get to cook another request, and this time it is meatloaf, as per request by Dark Princess. So without further ado, let me show you the ingredients. We will need some minced meat. This is half pork and half beef, minced. You can get it in the shops in Germany. You can use just pork or just beef as well. I prefer it mixed when doing meatballs or meatloaf. Then we are going to need 1 onion. We will need an egg. Let's hope that stays. Yeah, it does very well. We will need some garlic. We will need, because this will be a filled one, some tomatoes, the tiny ones, because they are most juicy, sweet and whatnot. For the filling as well, we will need some mozzarella cheese. I am taking the grated one, just because it is drier than the one you get in the little balls in its own water. Then we will need some smoked ham. This is not bacon, this is ham. In this case it is serrano ham. You can as well use parma or other sorts you might know from the Mediterranean. Then in terms of seasoning, we will need pepper, freshly ground. Same goes for the salt, freshly ground. Then we will need some pre-ground rosemary. You can use the normal rosemary as well, but the pre-ground has the advantage that you don't have the little stems in your meatloaf afterwards. Then we will need some sweet paprika. And last, we will need some cayenne pepper. You can leave it away if you don't like spicy, so it's more or less optional in this case. Alright, let's get to the preparation. Oh, I forgot one thing. I won't show it right now because it looks disgusting. We will need either a few pieces of white bread, about 50 grams, or, as I did, because we have that in Germany, something called Brötchen, which is some sort of a dinner roll, white bread, a little bit crunchy, which I already put into water so it gets soft. You will see what I mean when I get to that. Right, let's get started. We will need one bigger bowl in which the lump of meat will go. That goes away. So then I can make a little crater. We will have to mush this later a little bit more thoroughly, but to get some space here now, you will take the egg, crack it open, put that in there as well. Yoink, that will go away. Now, yeah, this is the disgusting part, or it looks disgusting. It's pretty much like a little roll, and I watered it so it will not be crunchy anymore. And yeah, I will now have to get the water out of there carefully. And if you use toast bread or white bread, non-sweetened white bread that is, you have to do the same. And then just split it open so we don't get too much water in there. But it has to be watered so it isn't only crunchy parts, which will be not very nice as well. Because those Brötchen, they do have a crust, and yeah. Yoink, 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 yoink. And the last remnants. Yoink. Okay. Away with that. Wash your hands. Perfect. Okay, let's continue with the next step. So, the onion will go in there as well, so I will prepare it first. Whereas the filling of the thing will be a little bit different, so I will use another bowl for that. So, first of all, skin the onion alive as per usual, as you are accustomed to, as is tradition. Get rid of the epidermis. There we go, that's better. Come here, you. Don't need that. All that. Right. Now we want very small pieces, very thin pieces. So I shall do this in little bunches because I'm not yet that good with cutting. My brother is very good with cutting. So, I don't know. There we go. Hey, it actually works, says he as it falls apart. Right, first part done. Next one. And in they go. All the onions in there. Love me some onions. Yoink. Yoink. Very good. Right, next we want to cut the tomatoes very small and add the garlic to the filling. So let me get rid of that stuff so I can actually get one of the cloves out. There we go. A clove of garlic. Yoink. That goes away. And cut it into little pieces as well after skinning it. Or just use a garlic press if you have one. Garlic and tomatoes are now properly cut. And let me put the mozzarella in as well, the entire bunch. So we can do the filling properly later. We don't need that. Yoink. And now we can mix this to later add it on top of the, well, you can call it a dough. Can you call it a dough? I would be interested to hear that. So if you roll out the meat later on a piece of foil, can you call that a dough? We in Germany would call it a dough. Some sort of dough, at least. Anyways. Yeah. This is mixed. Right. Now I need another fork though. So let's put that away and tend to the meat. That goes away. Right, we need to spice up this thing. I roughly know how much salt and pepper I need, but I will have to taste it several times because both the bread and the meat will take up a lot of spices. So we'll have to put in a quite a bit actually. Nah. This is paprika, not the cayenne. This is the cayenne pepper. This should be enough. And I didn't include this in the ingredients because I simply forgot. If you're doing meatballs or something else, a little bit, I use a lot of mustard in there. But so if you like mustard, that is, put in for 500 grams, I always use 4 good heaps of Dijon mustard. Because I simply love the taste of Dijon mustard. So, yeah. Okay, these are the spices. So now let's start mixing it. If you properly washed your hands, you can do that as well. I think I will change to that soonish. I just want to pre-mix everything, so I don't have everything on my hands later. So what you do now, just mix the ingredients properly. And if you are done, taste it if it has enough salt and pepper and other spices. And if it does, then comes the next step, to which I will simply cut right now. So I will spare you the tasting and mixing and so on and so forth. Right, this is now properly mixed. Yoink. We will need an oven pan form, whatever. And you need a piece of kitchen foil like this. And what we want to do now is put the meat on here about 1 centimeter thick. While you do that, preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius. And now we'll take the meat, all of it, and put it down here. And now narrow it down to about 1 centimeter, or whatever translation that would be in inches, and more or less rectangular so you can roll it up later. Right, it now looks sort of like this, and now comes the filling. Oh, I hope that will go. Yeah, the filling comes on there, what a surprise. And this is a lot of filling, to be honest. It actually said in the recipe 250 grams of what you call it, mozzarella cheese. I can't see that happening, to be honest, because this is already full as it is. Maybe we shall see. Leave about leave a little bit of space to each side so you can roll it, which I shall attempt now and probably fail horribly, but nonetheless, let me drop my hands. Get your serrano or whatever ham ready. Yeah, this will be a little bit difficult. Now, let's see if I can actually do this, pull this off, like this. Yeah, that actually does seem quite alright. Let me cut this right here. Yoink. Put that away so I can roll this properly. Okay, come on now. Looks like a giant wrap to me. Okay, this needs a little bit more adjustment right here on the where they meet. Yeah, but it looks like it will hold, hopefully. Yeah, let's give it a little more twist and push like that and hope for the best. Now, get rid of the knife because I don't need it right now. We want to flatten or to pull in the edges so it will not go outside. So because I don't have a large enough piece of the foil, I shall do this with my bare hands like this and enclose it in meat, just like that. Perfect. Now somewhere I have to get this thing in there, and I shall not film those attempts because they will mostly be futile, and I shall have to wash my hands afterwards. Right, as you can see, I managed it. I just flipped it over, to be honest. Now comes the ham. So we want to open this properly, but I can't. Not job. Right, so get those pieces of ham without the plastic wrappings and cover the entire loaf with them. Yeah, I don't need those spaces, so put them away. Second piece, like this. Wrap it around beautifully. Yoink. Well, it doesn't matter, it will go on there anyway. Come on now. Well, let's put you right here. You can do this with bacon as well, of course, but I think the parma or serrano ham has a somewhat more nutty flavor to it, and I think it will add to the flavor of the loaf itself. Bear in mind, this is the first time I do a meatloaf in my entire life, so hopefully it will go well. It looks well though, so yeah. No. Bloody thing. Get rid of that. Get rid of the other stuff. And now I will put this in the oven for 35 minutes on 180 degrees Celsius. Do the transition for yourself. And I shall see you back when it's done. Right, time's nearly up, so stop the oven, stop the timer, and let me get that thing out of there. Right, boink, and oh my, damn, that's heavy. This looks awesome, to be honest. Yeah, so now to cut some pieces off of that, I suppose. Where's the big clunker? There's the big thing. And I suppose it would be a good idea to get that thing onto the cutting board. Wow, it is indeed heavy. And oi, there we go. So, let us see, and grab another fork. Let us see how it looks inside. There's a lot of juice coming out of there. And, oh yeah, that looks good. Let me cut a few pieces and bring that to the table. And there we go, meatloaf, slightly Italian style, filled with mozzarella cheese and tomatoes. Thanks again for the request, Dark Princess. And if anyone else of you has some more requests, just write them in the comments below, and I shall do those in the future. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a rating and a comment. And I certainly hope to see you next week as well. So, until then, yours faithfully, the Pastafarian.